Hello, welcome back to my stream. I'm just gonna lower the music a little bit. It's a little loud on my side. Oopsies. Okay, that's better. I like having music on my stream, but I don't like when it's overtaking me talking and it will basically make me forget whatever I am talking about. So, this stream, this is like my second time fully streaming. Technically it's my third, but I like to think of it as the second time because I have to do more. I have to talk, which is always more. Let me see if I can get my candle in frame. Okay. This feels better, I think. All right. It's always a learning curve, especially when you stream with things and props. Let me move the candle out the way, actually. It's not as aesthetically pleasing. One day I'll get a device and I can just stream on a device versus streaming on my paper. Learning curve. Alright, I have no idea if y'all can hear me. I hope you can. My mic is on, everything seems to be situated. I can see my own artwork. Can you guys? I think so. Art right here, because I'm right-handed. Candle right here for the aesthetic. And we're gonna go to a new sheet of paper. And we have our inspiration. I'll probably move it because I am gonna draw like that. So that works perfectly. Yeah. If you don't hear me talk for like 2 seconds because I'm on YouTube live streaming, and the way they make you watch your own live stream, it's a little weird because they are like a minute off, which is fine, but I don't see the point if you can't edit it out. Anyway, okay. Yeah, that looks good. Hello. Hi. I'm gonna sit down now. I think this is good. I think as long as nothing looks terrible on camera, I'm okay. I am still on that learning curve of actively trying to stream very well. Oh, if you see something jumping on my phone, don't worry about that. I did it on purpose. I wanted to jump on my phone. And yeah, this is stream number 3. Technically 2 for me because I have to talk, but I am back. Honestly, I'm not even gonna lie to you. When I remember I had to stream, I didn't want to. So why did I push myself to do it? Because I have goals for 2026 and I want to reach those goals as, not quickly because that's not happening, but as effectively as possible. And sometimes those goals include streaming. Now, obviously, if you don't know me, my name is Miracle. Hello, nice to meet you. And this is Population Me. If you watch my videos, that is a very old saying that I do. But I usually talk about job hunting. I talk about going out and literally doing whatever I want. One sec, let me like zoom in for y'all. All right, that should be better. I think that makes you guys see what I'm doing a little better. I don't have, as you can tell, I am more of a traditional artist. I tend to draw on paper versus draw it online. And I also don't really have the devices for that. Do I want it? No. It's not a good investment. I like drawing for fun. I don't really draw for the pleasure of money. As you can kind of tell my artwork. But hello. If you are new here, My name is Miracle, and I don't usually do this. If you've watched my previous stream, I tend to draw only when I'm actively like needing a distressor or just need something to do, or I'm bored, or I feel like I'm doing too much in my life, I need to calm down, or any reason why people would draw for the fun of it. I haven't drawn in a very long time, which is why I am bringing it back up, but as a stream idea, because I'm not trying to profit, right? There's plenty of people who draw better than me. You can be watching, obviously. I was literally watching someone else do a live stream of their art, and I was like, man, she has a whole business, she got her stuff going for her, and she's live streaming right now. Like, good for her. Honestly, this is like the first time I saw her stream, because she's a YouTuber like through and through, and she has like a small business, and I was just like, oh my gosh, she's streaming. And I kind of was like, damn, she's streaming when I'm streaming. I kind of want to watch her, but I told myself I was going to do this, and I have to do my own drawing. I wouldn't usually draw with other people streaming, like if they are streaming and if they are drawing, I tend to draw along. Honestly, there was a time I used to watch like VTuber drama, because it never ends, and I would just be watching like a certain YouTuber. I don't know if I still watch them anymore. I think I used to. I don't know. I don't remember, but like I used to watch them, and I used to draw like all the time, because it would just be like comforting, and they would just talk about the drama, and then so much good artwork, because like the models and stuff that they have on, and it'd just be very good. I remember the YouTuber just calling people out like, I know you guys draw to my YouTube videos, and I was like, damn, how'd she know? How did she guess it? I think because a lot of people who watch her are like creatives, so they don't all draw, but they definitely do something in that space. But yeah, that is what I'm doing right now, and I'm just drawing because I won't do this on my free time, which is kind of crazy. Like, why wouldn't I draw on my free time? Honestly, right before this, I was watching anime, so I love me a good anime, but I'm not one of those people who talk about it a lot. I used to talk about it, but I got really bored because it seemed like a personality trait of mine, and that was just a really boring personality trait. Yes, I've heard of people getting into like anime spaces now, which is good. I very much do like anime, though I am very picky about what I watch, only because I think I'm more picky about that than like TV shows. Because with a TV show, if it doesn't do well in its first season, it's like canceled, right? And then you're like, okay, well, better luck next year, whatever. And I could just still watch the show, and I'll be like, okay. And if I like the show, then more likely than not, you're getting season 2. Unless you're on Netflix, then I'm usually watching shows that got canceled and yet did not deserve to be canceled. There's a lot of shows I can name, but whatever. I'll probably get heated because I love those shows so much. But with anime, I feel like it's not really about the audience. It's literally more about the production of Japan and how much they want to spend on them, because some of the animes do really, really well, and they just don't tend to get a new season, or they botch the animation so much it's like they didn't want a new season. I think a good example of this, I didn't watch it, but I heard people talk about it, what's the anime called? Uzumaki. That was like a new anime that came out like, I want to say 6 months ago. It's like a horror, I think, like a horror anime, or the manga is horror, and it seemed really good. They had like 4 episodes, like only, which I guess if you're gonna make it like it's crazy because they only had 4 episodes, but if you look up the books, they're like so thick. Like, I thought it was about Naruto's parents at first, because I did not understand why they had a storyline about Uzumaki. I was like, damn, Naruto's parents got a whole book? Where is that spin off? It's not about his parents. I don't even know what Uzumaki means, but it's like a horror thriller story. They have some thick books, like thick. I never read them, but if they were in a manga, I would have thought it was like Stephen King level type of books, because it's so thick. And they only had 4 episodes, which I thought was a little weird. I was like, oh, okay. I thought they had more, but and I was on Twitter, because this is where I was hearing a lot of my news at the time in like, what was it, May or whatever? I don't know when it came out. I just know people's reaction to it. And I think when the first episode came out, it set people up to believe that it was going to be really good, right? Because I guess the animation was really good, storytelling was amazing. It followed the story of the manga really, really well, which I think most mangas do. I think when it comes to adaptation to like animation or just like full media, like shows and movies, I do think anime tend to be the closest related to it, because you can read like a book and have an American TV show adapt that book, and it'll do a terrible job. 8 times out of 10, it will do a really bad job. But in Japan, they know that people want to see a copy and paste, so they copy and paste it, and they spring it on a little bit of creativity, so it doesn't look like a copy and paste. But I don't know what happened with this Uzumaki anime, because it's only 4 episodes. So you would not expect 4 episodes to be botched so easily. But sorry, my train of thought is waning because a car decided it was smart to honk while it's snowing right now, which is, I don't have ADD or anything like that, but I feel like with loud noises, I get so irritated at the drivers that I'm just like, what was I talking about? Anyway, Uzumaki, first episode, amazing, right? People gushed about it. People were hyping up the creators and everything like that, because who would have thought this would be animated? I don't know. And then 3 episodes later, terrible, right? Now, only 4 episodes. You're probably wondering, what happened? Well, how can they botch it? It's only 4 episodes. So this is what, like, the creators who, not creator, but the people who animate the show said on Twitter. They essentially said that they were working on this anime for who knows how long, and they had so many people working on the first episode. That's why it was so good. Like, they had people helping, like, everyone was drawing, creating, animating, everything, right? After the first episode, they lost, like, majority of their funding. So they had to, like, fire majority of the people who worked on the first episode. And it took, like, one person and maybe, like, someone that helped them to create the next 3 episodes. So something that took, like, 20 people minimum to make the first episode now had one person doing a job of 20 people literally just to make the rest of the 3 episodes. Now, is that the craziest thing you ever heard in terms of labor laws? Yes, that is insane. Why wasn't it canceled then? I don't really know that part. I think it was theorized they couldn't cancel it because they already had, like, an order to, like, continue it on. Which is crazy, because how do you continue on a show that literally got canceled because you ran out of money? Like, how do you run out of money and the show's not even finished? Like, on the first episode. I think they got in trouble. Like, the studio got in trouble. I don't know what studio made it, but the studio got in trouble and they were not allowed to no longer to, like, help out on the anime or whatever. But it's so stupid. Like, I think the creator, I keep saying creator, but the person who talked about it was, like, an animator. I think they said they had 2 options, which is to end the anime or continue going. And because they already started, they just decided to finish it. I think they being he, because he did it by himself. Now, it is, I heard, good. I've seen clips on it online. It looks good, but I don't know. It's one of those animes that, like, you would love to watch, but, like, if you knew the next 3 episodes were going to be terrible, would you still watch it? You know? And I think that's the same with a lot of shows I watch. Like, some shows, I told you guys, some shows I watch get canceled, right? I might be watching it right before it gets canceled. I might be watching it after it got canceled. And depending on if there's a cliffhanger or not, that honestly depends if I watch it. Like, for example, if you're going to go to, like, an American TV show, because, we love to cancel shows over here. We love that. Like, it's our favorite pastime. Let's cancel those shows and blame on viewership every time. A good example, I'm a big DC Marvel fan, right? So I watch majority of the shows, majority of the movies. There really isn't that many shows and movies I haven't seen in Marvel. I mean, I haven't really seen up really old shows, like the really old Captain America show. I never watched it. The really old live action Spider-Man movie, I never watched. I don't really care, like, you know what I'm saying? But I have seen the Wonder Woman TV show. I've seen the Hulk TV show. Never saw the movie. I know. Tomatoes, who cares? Point is, there's only very few I haven't seen, so I'm a really big Marvel fan. And DC, I love both. I've seen the ups and the downs of DC, and right now they're on the up. It's only been like 3 movies, so, I'm a little skeptical, but the director is amazing, so benefit of the doubt. But there was a TV show that came out, like, years ago, before HBO Max was, HBO Max. There was a thing called DC Legend, I think, or DC Legion, something like that, and they used to have a show called Swamp Thing. And that show, I heard, was amazing balls. Like, it had the storytelling, it had the continuity with the comic books, it was accurate. I was hearing only good things. And as a fan, I wanted to watch it, but I never did. Now, why is that? I literally never watched this show because it got canceled after the first episode. Now, when I tell you guys, it was such a DC move at the time. I mean, it still kind of is to this day, if you're being honest. It's such a DC move to, like, cancel shows that could do well, will do well, has the potential to do, whatever, right? Because DC, I always say DC is so opposite of Sony, because Sony literally has Marvel Spider-Man, and they will make it no matter what, right? Even if it's terrible, they'll make it. But DC has everything else, and they tend to be very loose about what stays and what leaves. A lot more things leave than they actually let go make. But with Swamp Thing, it was actually kind of crazy because it got a lot of high praises, and I actually wanted to watch it. And the reason why I didn't is because, you don't just hear about a great show happening and be like, wow, this is wonderful. It must only have good ratings, so why did you get canceled? Obviously, I looked into it. Apparently, they filmed the show in like some state in America, and because they didn't understand their tax laws, they didn't pay fully their entire taxes. Don't know what this means, why it matters, why they didn't do it. I don't get it, right? I don't get any of that. But because they didn't pay their entire taxes, they, I guess, didn't have the right to go back and keep filming. Now, why would that matter? I don't know. I guess because some people were going based on their laws and everything. They had a contract with them, whatever. But they had to cancel the show afterwards because it just wouldn't make sense for them to like go somewhere else. Now, when the show came out, I was definitely like either in high school or just entering college, so I wasn't really like focusing too much about like if it was a lie or not. It was probably a lie. I'm not gonna lie. It was probably a huge lie. Like, sure, you couldn't pay your taxes, so you canceled the show. Like, I don't know. I feel like if you look it up now, more people would be like, wow, this is actually the truth, But at the time, that was what they were telling us, and we kind of had to believe it because they really weren't coming back. They never did. I can't draw a circle to save my life, but that is okay. It's not, but I'll live long, hopefully. So I haven't really watched a lot of shows that fall into the category of, I mean, not to say I wait for shows till they get a new season and then I watch it. I watch plenty of shows. I will say it is hard to stick to shows because there is always that ground of a show getting canceled, and you kind of feel like, at least with me, I don't like seeing shows I like get canceled. I don't like it because I feel like I used to watch a lot of bad shows. I used to watch CW, which if you know. They were the only thing on that channel was bad DC shows and a lot of random shows I never watched. The only good DC show that I'll be honest about, the only good DC show was Superman and Lois. That was really good. I heard they got directed by HBO Max, so that probably explains a lot. And The Flash. Now, I will say The Flash is the longest one, so I am biased, but I complain about every single thing. Everything. But it was a good show. I never dropped a DC show. I think the only DC show I ever dropped on the CW, because it was just, it wasn't hitting, was Batwoman, because, yeah, I don't know. If you watch the show, now granted, all these shows, something is wrong with them, right? They're not meant to be on like a movie or whatever, right? The directors definitely were the first time using this damn one thing at a time. Sorry guys. I'm like all over the place. The two shows I never really like watching was Batwoman. It was when they first had the first actress. Who was it? Ruby Rose? The actress, guys. The actress. I know it was like another Ruby Rose, the actress. And another show was Gotham Knights. I think those are the only two shows I never fully watched. I could be wrong. I could definitely be wrong. But I think those are the only ones I remember, at least when I was around. Now, Smallville, I never watched because it came out before I was really knowing about DC. So I don't count any shows. I would say anything from 2008 and beyond I watch, or that was what I count as not watching or watching. So Smallville, definitely not. I don't know. I guess Birds of Prey was a show at one point. I never watched that. Anything else I don't remember. But yeah. So I would say when it comes to like bad CW shows, I understand completely because I used to be in that bubble. So I'm a bit more, I wouldn't say sympathetic, but definitely not as critical of shows because of that. So when I see a show that gets canceled, I might have a bit of a different eye than other people who watch a show and say it's terrible. And because I came from like literally CW where they only have terrible shows, I'm like, no, it wasn't that bad. So maybe I'm not the right person when it comes to a lot of shows because I tend to tell people like these shows are so good and it could honestly be like a 5 out of 5. I mean a 5 out of 10. And that could be a whole thing. But I also don't think I watch many shows. So I think a lot more, at least now than when I was a kid. I have more free time now than I was a kid, surprisingly, but I don't put that much focus into watching shows. I'm watching anime, right? Like that's what I was currently doing before I started streaming right now. But, oh my god, it's like a lopsided eyeball. Ugh. Anyway, that's okay. So people have lopsided eyeballs, and that's what we're gonna deal with. I haven't watched anime in like 6 months, which sounds very, very like nothing burger, but I watch a lot of anime, like a lot. I've always watched since I was a kid. I wouldn't call myself like an anime fan, especially not when I was a kid, because I only watched like 2 or 3 animes, and they were consistently like long, so they never like ended that quickly. I think the top 3 I watched was Dragon Ball. I had the English version, so Dragon Ball Z Kai, Yu-Gi-Oh! They had like 1,000,001 spin-offs, so I was constantly watching all of them. And I want to say, what was the other one? I think Sonic X. That's an anime, right? Yeah, I watched Sonic X as a kid. I did not know it was an anime because I only ever watched the English version on my TV. Because growing up, I had 4Kids. If you know, you know. They're a terrible service for anime, but they also shut down, so we can talk shit and be right. Yeah, my eyeball is a little lopsided, guys. Don't worry about that too much. If you're following along, this is not a tutorial, okay? I am a beginner artist, so if I draw, I draw. And that's how we draw, okay? But, because I came from watching, like, Dragon Ball, Super Yu-Gi-Oh!, and I think it was more than just Sonic X, but that's the 3 I remember. I was never, like, a huge fan of anime. Like, I wasn't trying to watch new things. Because I loved cartoons as a kid, but I never had Disney Plus, or I guess Disney Channel, right? That's what it was called back then. I never had any of that. I never really cared about any of that. So I never watched like Hannah Montana, Zack and Cody, whatever else was on that channel. I never had Nickelodeon either. I had cable. Oh no, I didn't. I'm lying. I had antenna TV. So 4Kids was on antenna TV, and that's what I watched. So that's why I at least was always in the sphere of anime. But I was never bullied for it. I know people said they were bullied for it, but I never got bullied for it. But I honestly think because I went to a school where plenty of people were legit in love with anime. Like, people play Beyblades in my high school, in my elementary school. People play Pokemon. I watched neither, granted, but you can tell like those people were not like bullying anyone. If they're bullying you, it's because you lost a game against them in like Beyblades or some bullshit. They're all like kind of nerdy, but it was elementary kids. It was elementary school, so they weren't really that nerdy. They just love anime, and we're all kids, so it's like no one really talked about Hannah Montana. So I don't know. And then when I got to high school, I still wasn't really a big anime fan. I would say I didn't really go outside my sphere. I remember not being an anime fan because I legit just didn't want to watch the Japanese version. I just didn't want to watch. I didn't want to read translation because at this point I wasn't really looking at subtitles. They're useful, but like sometimes you want to multitask and you can't multitask that well with Japanese subtitles or the anime being in Japanese. So I never really did get into it, which is hilarious because in my high school we had like an anime club. So I was there every weekend, or not every weekend, every week. We had on a weekday after class. I was in the anime club, and it was really fun. I actually enjoyed it a lot because they only showed you like new animes that people would never have seen. So they wouldn't show you like the popular ones. I don't think I watched Naruto, like fully watched it until like 2020. I was a super duper looper, late bloomer when it came to watching Naruto. And I think for me, it made sense because I was just like, I used to watch anime and I heard of this anime. I just didn't get. People used to Naruto run in my high school. It was so cringe. But it was like the people you expected to Naruto run were doing it. And it was like, goodness gracious, you guys are not fast. Like, please get off the line. You know what I'm saying? Like, get out the hallway with all that. It was so cringe. I mean, it's still cringe. Even after I watched it, it was more for a functional thing in my eyes, and people made it so cringe to even look at it. But yeah, I wasn't a big fan. I think it was after high school I fully started to like get into different medias of anime. COVID really helped. I binged Naruto around that time. I think I started to binge Demon Slayer, because that's when it came out in 2019, I want to say. And then Fruit Basket was a really big one, because that anime is sad. Let me tell you, the synopsis, they don't do the anime justice, I believe. You would think, watching it, these people have powers, turn into animals. No. Spoiler alert, the powers that these people had in Fruit Basket to turn into their zodiacs, Chinese zodiacs, by the way, bro, it was a burden. Every time you heard about them turning into anything, it was like, oh no, this is a burden. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, like, I thought you were gonna fight or something. I thought this was like a shonen, and it was not a shonen. It was really, really good. It had like 3 seasons, and I think a recap movie. Or maybe well, no, it wasn't a recap. They talked about her parents. Did y'all remember they were supposed to make like a whole anime about her parents? I'm actually really happy they didn't, because if you watch the prequel movie, they talk about how the mom and dad met, and that's when I found out the mom was a whole high schooler and the dad was a teacher. And I was like, okay, so thank God this movie is not happening, because I think it was supposed to be like a prequel show. Like, it wasn't supposed to be a movie. The movie of this one was like miniature compared to what they wanted to do, which is a TV show. I'm glad the TV show did not happen, because when I found her parents, like her dad was a whole teacher and mom was a high schooler, I was like, oh hell no. Like, do not make this a whole, like, Japan has an issue. I know people hate to hear about it if they're fans or whatever, but we gotta talk about how, like, Japan has too many of these animes where it's like, okay, whatever, watch your hentai, I don't give a fuck, right? Whatever, I don't need to know. But like, at some point, it's not a good storytelling if you gotta tell me about how some 30-year-old man is in love with like a high schooler. Like, at that point, check the creators' computers, because I don't really think that came from the noggins of their heads just because it would be really good for the plot. Like, what plot are you talking about? You know, I think that's why I'm so selective about anime, because most of it is isekai. Let's be for real. And I don't really care about a lot of isekais, but a lot of them tend to go into that realm of like weirdness that, like, I personally would never like want to show to my friends, because I feel like they'll question the heck out of me. And with anime fans, they tend to have the stigma of like, they watch weird things and therefore are weird, which some people are. Let's not hold that against everyone, but some people are. And it very much becomes a thing where people believe like, oh, all anime people are weird because guess what they watch? And it's like, yeah, I'll admit it. Like, they have weird moments in anime. Are they all justified? No, they never are. But it's like watching sex on TV. It's not like Family Guy. Like, when you watch TV shows or movies, it could be like the most harmless movie. Maybe it's rated R for a reason, right? And they'll just show you sex. They don't have to. Granted, they don't have to show you sex. But like, the same when it's sad in some animes, they just will show body, right? And I think at some point I'm just like, okay, well, I have to be real careful about what I watch, right? Because I think that's why I look at reviews of the manga. I don't read manga. I already struggle to read my books. I don't want to read a manga. That will not help me read more. I feel like more pictures isn't the answer. But I look at like recommendations of the manga before I watch the anime. Because there's like plenty of animes that do really well and tell a story really good. And they have like body, right? Good example is like Rito of Healer. I did not watch this anime. I've heard about this anime. But if you know the storyline, it's all done for a reason. Like, all the bad things that happen to the main character and the bad things he's done to the other characters, you will have to look this up if you want to know more. It's not a great watch if you're sensitive. But it all makes sense, because the notch is like hurting this person in such a bad way just for him to wake up and be like, I'm gonna make new friends and leave this alone. Like, no, there's no shock value. I mean, there is shock value, but it's all for like a reason. It's not like House of Dragons where they just have incest and then you're wondering why is there incest in this bitch? And it's because somehow the director said we must have incest. You know, I heard in the books there are no incest, so I'm really confused why the creator wants to have incest. I never watched it. I just heard it's incest, and I'm like, what is the wrong? Like, I mean, I get it, right? Back then, everyone was doing it, but like, goodness gracious, and they be detailed about it too. It's like, okay, at some point you're telling me something, you know, but you know, I can't stop a TV show. I can just avoid it. But with anime, a bad example of this would be, this is gonna be some of y'all's favorite, but probably not anymore. But like, 7 Deadly Sins, I feel like has that shock value that never really went away. I know people tend to not like it, maybe they never watched it, maybe they actually dislike it because it had like bad animation. I get it, right? There's some animes I drop because the animation look like dog shit, okay? Like, your whole appeal of an anime is to give me a good storytelling, good animation, good character design. If 1/3 of that is fucked up, you're cooked. I mean, good luck trying to squeeze out another anime, even in your corporation. But yeah, you know, some people just stopped watching it because of that. I don't even know if it ended. It probably didn't end, but whatever. But the reason why I kind of dropped it wasn't because of the animation. I don't even know what season I was on when I dropped it. Probably 1. I think I was in the realm of like learning who the characters are and everything. But I dropped it because, oh my gosh, I'm gonna forget people's names. Whatever, right? You guys get what I'm saying. There's this guy named Meliodas, blonde hair guy, main character. He is in love with Elizabeth, the girl of the story, main girl. Because I guess she reminds him of like a past lover he had. I mean, I guess, I guess, whatever, right? I get it. But this man is so downright creepy that the only person who calls out the creepiness is the pig that follows him around. And this pig is so on point that I really be wondering if people are just blind to the pig or if people just don't care what the pig says, because I think the pig is a she, right? The pig will be literally saying like, Meliodas, stop harassing Elizabeth. Stop stealing her panties. Stop going under her skirt. That is harassment. And I'll be like, oh, haha, the pig is right. Like, what is he doing? Why is he stealing her underwear? Why is he for like the 3rd time sneaking into her bedroom when she's asleep? You know, like, I'll be like, oh, ha ha ha, you're so right. Like, weird how no one is calling this out. But it happens like every episode. Like, every single episode, he's at least trying to sneak up her underwear. And mind you, this is like a teenager. Okay? Like, I'm not gonna hold you. I don't think Elizabeth is an adult. Even if she was an adult, though, it always came off as super duper duper weird. Like, why are you sneaking into this girl underwear? And then we're supposed to be like sympathetic to you when you find out that the girl you like was killed or whatever. I'm like, did you steal her underwear when she was alive? Maybe. I didn't get that far. But it was just like, yeah, no, I can't. I just can't. It got to a point, right? Because let me tell you, I can excuse, oh my god, it sounds so crazy. I can excuse like some of it, right? Some of it, I swear, some of it. But it gets to a point where it becomes your whole storyline. Like, you're really that strong, but you still decide to like actively do this harassment. And the only person calling it out is the pig. The pig that no one listens to. I mean, granted, people listen to the pig. But, and honestly, gotta be honest here, I was watching this anime for Bane. He's so fine. But I couldn't even do it for him because it got to a point where I felt like I had to ignore every little thing he was doing and not get the ick every time. And I was getting the ick. I know some of y'all hate the word, but I was getting the ick like every single time. It was actually so annoying because at some point, Meliodas would just like take her underwear and sniff it. And I'll be like, oh my god, please, please, please turn this shit off. Like, please turn this off. Like, it was so annoying to me how it was just like glossed over how weird he was like every time. And I got so pissed because it was like, okay, I'm actively trying to give the show a chance, and I know it had multiple seasons, so I know it was like somewhat good, and I just couldn't watch it. I literally couldn't watch it. I honestly told myself I could not do more and, you know, try my best, because there's no best to try. If anything, they should try better in making sure I like actually watch it, but they don't care because in their eyes this is great storytelling and they have a great story. They don't have a great story. They don't. I mean, it probably is good, and I watched the anime when I was like in high school or probably college, but I don't think it was worth it, right? I'm mad that the eye is off-centered, but it's okay. I will live. But like, goodness gracious, girl. I guess I should have been quiet when I was drawing it, but yikes. Yeah, it's gonna be a horror eye. Whatever, fuck it. I don't care. But no, there's just, that's what I'm saying. There's animes out there that are popular I never would watch because of storyline, because of animation, because of character design. Sometimes they're just ugly as hell, and we gotta call it out. Like, some animes are so ugly that you gotta be like, okay, I'm gonna take 5. If there's not someone to wait, if there's not someone in episode 5 that looks somewhat good looking, I'm gonna keep pushing. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's animes that I've watched where someone good looking comes in episode 5, and I start from the beginning because I'm like, let me take the bait. I will watch you because I do think you have something going for you. You know. I know it's kind of crazy. But that's good. I like that. But I think there's some animes I just could never get into. I used to get into Sword Art Online when it was good. I really did. I was like one of their first watchers, I think. And it was good. But then at some point, the story kept going. And I was like, oh, okay. let me hop off now. I thought the storyline was going to get kind of... I thought it was supposed to die off. Because once he wins, you're like, why is there more to the story? It's like Netflix, just like milking the shit out 13 Reasons Why when there's only one book. It's like, just one book. Why are you trying to give me 2 more seasons? But yeah, it won't give me a season of my favorite shows. But anyway. And then I heard that he was trying to get with his cousin. And I was like, good thing I dropped that shit. Not everyone hates it. So I don't know what happened with that. I think some people are bandwagons, which is fine. I don't think it matters. People seem to be real concerned about who's a bandwagon, at least in anime, right? In sports, talk about it amongst yourselves. I don't care. But in anime, people tend to be very, I don't know, if bandwagon, gatekeeping, one or the other. They tend to be very possessive, which is weird because they didn't make it. I think because I just never cared as much. I've always been like a casual watcher. I've still watched it most of my life, right? Even though I never considered myself a fan, I was always watching anime. But I don't think people realize that it's just a form of media. Like, it's a lovely media. Some of it can die. I'm not going to hold you. We can kill some of it. We won't miss it. A lot of things on that side of anime could be killed off. And we will be okay. People will cry, but I don't think I care about those people. But people are so possessive. Like, I get people used to be bullied for watching this, so they tend to be very much like, we don't want people who never watched it to like watch it, which is so weird. I mean, I get it if you were a bully and a bullier, the person who bullied you, the bullier, goodness. If the person who bullied you starts to watch the thing they bullied you for, and they start acting like it was the best thing ever after they bullied you high and low, bully them back. Honestly, you have the right to bully a bully. Because why not? Who doesn't like to bully a bully? They're going to taste their medicine one day. Let it be now. I'm always for bullying back a bully. You know, let them realize that you were not the one to play with ever. But I think it's weird when people take what people do and they say, oh, you can't do that. You can't do that. I'm not even talking about cosplayers. That's a whole other thing. And that goes into race. And I just don't, yeah. It's the worst thing when people think they own something when they don't make it. Like, you have no stake in a show. You have no stake in the creativity, the artwork, anything. You just watched it, talked about it, maybe cosplayed it, and now you're moving on, right? So why do you feel the need to go online and tell someone what they can or can't do? I mean, I would say ignore the haters. Because sometimes some people just be loud because they got nothing else to say. Like, you loud because your head is empty, filled with air, and you gotta let it out, right? I'll let that air out too if I was that dumb. But I don't gotta reply back to you. Like, it's just anime. To some people, anime is their whole life, right? It got them through a tough time. Sure, great. That's perfect. Same as music for some people. But I would never sit there and be like, you can't listen to this person because you're a bandwagon. What are you talking about? The artist doesn't even give a fuck. So why do I care more? I don't make money. I don't get cut. You know? Some things I might fight tooth and nail for, but never anime. I don't think I care enough anymore. Never a musician, never a TV show. I mean, I'll fight it if it gets canceled because I always get pissed off when my show gets canceled. I don't know. I mean, I need to watch better shows. I don't know. Maybe it's the story that I'm trying to say. It's like, I have bad taste. I have really good taste, actually. It's just sometimes when I watch shows, it's always like the ones that get a lot of budget. And even though they have like millions of viewers, they need like 10 million people to watch it to survive. And yeah, it kind of sucks. Honestly, I think I'm a bandwagon for many artists. Like, I didn't know a lot of artists existed until they died. Because platforms like Spotify do not push until they're dead. That is true. That is confirmed as well. So if you don't know that, now you do. I think one of the artists I found out about after they died was like King Von, for example. He's a rapper from Chicago. I didn't know he was like he existed, if that makes sense. Like, I didn't know he made music, or I guess rap, right? Until he died. And I was like, oh, he's really good. What else he got going on? And turned out he died. And yet Spotify was pushing his music a lot harder on my feed. Granted, I never listened to this man before he died. Like, immediately after he died, I started pushing his music. That's fine, right? You know what? Whatever. But it's kind of crazy. They can't make money off of it. I mean, they can. Their establishments can. The people who help them can. But it's like, okay, well, clearly the money goes back to Spotify because they get a cut. Like, if they don't get a cut, we're lying to ourselves. They get cut. So it's a little weird how they let people just like, they push music that they know people will look up more and be like, wow, I'm gonna listen to more of this artist only if I know they're dead. It's like, why weren't you pushing them when they were like alive? We know why. Isn't hit the same. I'm sure they did the same thing for Juice WRLD. They did the same thing for XXXTentacion. Oh yeah, XXXTentacion. I didn't know who he was after he died. I'm a bandwagon fan on that one for real. Or maybe I knew before he died, like a month or two. But I'm a bandwagon fan. But I never like, I don't know how people make that a personality trait. Like, I don't get it. I know social media is fake, which is why I'm usually not on social media. Like, you might see me post if you find my account here and there, but I would never fully like scroll for hours because I get lost in the sauce. I really do. I don't have a TikTok. I only have an Instagram, Snapchat. I guess YouTube is somewhat of a social media. I mean, if I gotta count it, I mean, I don't have like Snapchat and Instagram. And I don't really use Instagram. My friends are on Instagram and they post, so I'm there for them. But ever since Instagram started being like, oh, let me show you people you don't follow before your friends, I was like, okay, now we're doing the fucking most because they got millions of views and likes. So why am I like, I don't gotta like the reach, put it back in the explore page for me. Thank you. So I don't really go on there like that. But when I do go on there, I scroll. And I know I'm gonna scroll. Like, it's quite obvious. The moment I open the app, I'm trying to get cooked. But I don't really care for doom scrolling. I don't really know. I know why it's called doom scrolling. Cause you kind of get lost in the sauce. You feel more like shit. You don't really do anything all day. You kind of waste your time. And the doom part is just like, you might be watching a lot of bad stuff online. Whether it's hate threads, the news. The news is a big one. Or you just, you're just fighting kids in the comments. You never know what doom scrolling can mean for each person. But I never really like got into that shit because I could scroll, but I think at some point I'm just like, listen guys, I need to go game on my phone. I love a mobile game. I love me a good mobile game. So I like gaming on my phone more than I game on a computer or any other console. So I just don't doom scroll as much. I definitely think I can get in that mindset because it's not like impossible. Nothing's impossible. But I feel like, at least for me, I just don't like that mindset of doom scrolling. So I never get into that way of like fighting teenagers online, right? I'll hear about the discourse. I'm not that safe, right? I still use social media. I'll hear about discourse. I'll be like, damn, that's crazy. I'll give them one of those. And then I'll be like, so what else is going on? Like sometimes I just be like, this discourse is so stupid. Because it is, right? And I think I can say that because I'm not lost in the sauce. There are people who were scrolling for 3 hours before they saw a hate comment or like a hate clip, or if they're on TikTok, a hate short, and then they suddenly be like in the comments and people were hating on them. Like, I get it. Like, people do dumb things on the internet, call them out. If you're gonna post it, you have time to think about it. I'm not above that, right? I don't do it because, like I said, I have bad things to do. I don't make it that far, okay? All the hate comments I ever see of a person has been reacted to, has had a video on it. And I do follow like 1 to 2 drama channels on my YouTube because I know I don't get in there. Like, I don't know anything. And honestly, even though I'm perfectly fine with not knowing anything and I don't want to be like seeing it myself, I don't mind hearing about it. Right? Like, people took their time to give me drama. Let them give me drama. Because sometimes the world sucks. The world sucks now, right? Whatever, right? Whatever you say, gratefulness, whatever. The world is better than before it is, obviously. But it does suck, right? It does not feel like everyone in the world has a good opportunity to live. A lot of people have already passed because of the bad opportunities they were handed. So obviously, it's not that good. It might be great for the select few, but I think overall we have done a bad job in our planet. But anywho's, enough of that sad shit. I'm about to doom scroll for you. I definitely like to watch drama channels because they give me the tea, and sometimes they give me the tea on the same person. So all of my knowledge of a person is based on their drama. So if I hear about you and I know your name and I know what you do, it's probably a bad thing, because I don't think I ever heard a lot of positive things, because drama channel do positive. It's not really drama. It won't get them likes and clicks. They might talk about how much they were liked before they were hated, but it'll never be like, oh, they loved them to the point where they had nothing wrong with them. That's not true. That's not happening. So yeah. So I don't really know anyone on social media. I mean, it's like YouTube has shorts. I love their shorts. I can't really get lost in the sauce on shorts. I think because they don't really cater to me still. After all these many years of having YouTube, still doesn't cater to me. YouTube has a glitch. They don't know TikTok's algorithm. Isn't TikTok supposed to be sold by now? Someone check in on that. I think we're lying to the government. Or government's lying. I don't get the point of us saying that we're going to sell TikTok. Have the whole shebang happen where people thought their livelihoods were just going to disappear, and it did for 12 hours, only for it to come back and nothing happened. Like, I guess I love a good joke, but yikes. I mean, even though I don't use a social media app, I do think it's kind of crazy they did that. And then for it to nothing to happen afterwards, it's like, I guess security isn't our main priority. I mean, look how the country's ran. It was never our main priority, but anywho's. But yeah, TikTok, doom scrolling, anime, gatekeeping. Yeah, I don't get gatekeeping culture. I never seen it firsthand, so I don't get how it works. I can theorize, right? I don't think it's that hard to put some context clues behind it, but I do think it's a little stupid to gatekeep, because I guess I understand gatekeeping some things. Like, if you gatekeep, like, if you gatekeep certain products you use, like on your body, your face, skin, whatever, clothing, I get it, because making it mainstream doesn't help, especially when it's like paid for, it's like a prize, it's probably in your area, you have really good service, like, you get it, right? Some small businesses, you might personally gatekeep. Why would you do that? That hurts a person's business, but you gatekeep because one day they gotta expand, increase their prices, be a wholesaler. You don't want to lose a good business, is what I'm trying to say. You don't want to lose someone that does great by you, and now believe they cater to a bunch more people because of the money. So I get why gatekeeping is fine. But if you're gonna gatekeep like a free thing, come on now, let's be for real. Like, you're just being, and then to like vague posts about it. Like, I get clicks get you a lot of money, but I don't like seeing it, so I skip past it really quickly. Another thing about me, I don't care for vague posting. But I get it, on social media, people tend to talk about different things that happen, and if you follow a certain person, you might know what they're talking about. But someone like me who gets the drama either at the beginning of the day or in the next day, I don't know a lot of the drama that happens until it's already been like kind of fleshed out, which is fine. I'm not trying to be like all in their nose. I know it's considered unemployed news, and I am unemployed, but like, I'm okay. I'm not like that much in tune with anything that's happening. But fake posting is so annoying, because then they'd be wondering why people will be like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? And they'd be like, oh, you didn't know this is what I was talking about? Like, no, girl, no one follows you. Like, you're not famous. like what? Like, there are so many celebrities that get like DMs and comments like that because they vague post about something, but people assume it's about like another drama. I don't have an example for this. I think I'm a Kardashian, but I don't have an example for this for some reason. But like, people vague post, or they post something in the same time that a lot of people find out about something else. Now, granted, they might not see the same drama. They might not see the same drama that you saw, but because they posted something that seems relevant, you might assume, oh, they're talking about this thing, obviously. And the thing that you posted sounded bad. Now you're sending hate to the person, right? To the creator. Because now you're like saying, like, oh, this person trying to talk bad about this other creator or whatever. And now that original person has to be like, hey, I was not talking about that. I'm so sorry if y'all thought I was, but that's not me. You know, I feel there has to be like a handbook on how to deal with social media, because I feel like if a lot of people knew it, at least the ones who post, they would actually get out of trouble so much faster, or just not be in it. I think one of the main things we all see is when people just like, at least on Twitter, right? People tend to like talk about a drama and not explain themselves. And a lot of people have Twitter blue, so they can make a tweet longer. They don't do that shit. It's only after people complain about what they said. It's only after people be like, hey, what did you mean by that? That they want to be like, oh, this is what I meant. What do you mean? We have to ask you. And you have Twitter Blue, so everything you say is for engagement. If you don't have Twitter Blue, vague post. I don't care. I'm going to figure it out eventually, because you're not getting money off of this. This is really just for the love of the game. If you got money off this and you're going to vague post, yeah, get the hate. Because what do you, I mean, granted, social media is social media, right? But you pay to literally get, you know, views, engagement, money. That's what it's all for. Why else would you pay $8? That's probably $16 by now. Why else would you do all that? But it gets to a point where people want to get pissy, they want to get mad at creators. They're like, I can't believe people think I want to do all that. And it's like, come on now. You're lucky we live in an age that you can get money off of sharing an opinion that could be false. And you either make people really happy that you agree, or make people really pissed that you just a dumb idea, you know? So, I don't know. Maybe let's talk about how you shouldn't, like, say certain things on the internet. You know? Oh my gosh. I know off topic about everything, but did y'all see the Chaplin around Instagram post? You might not follow her, so I don't follow her either. I just saw this on Twitter. Everything gets reposted on Twitter. We love to hate it for good reasons, but still a free app. I can block out a lot of the ads with an ad blocker, so it's not that bad. But, and it's also ran majority by people, like the people who show the posts and stuff. You don't see as many ads on there. There's not that many big creators like buying views. I don't know. Maybe because it seems more. No, it's not authentic at all. But it seems more real. Does that make sense? Anyway, this lady died. This French lady, Bridget, whatever the heck, Bridget. This French lady died, 91 years old. Don't know who this was. Don't know who this was. I don't care. It's one of those people where it's like, oh, okay. Like, why am I getting a Google like news notification about her? I'm like, okay, she's dead. 91's a good age, right? It's old enough. Like, you made it to like at least almost 100, whatever. So I was like, okay, whatever. So I go on TikTok, I go on Twitter, right? Just for funsies, cause you know. And people were talking about this Bridget woman, how she's like old as shit, and I was like, oh, okay. Because apparently she was like a sex symbol, and then she turned to an activist. I was like, okay. I mean, I don't know what kind of activism she did, but good for her. Not knowing a single thing. Really, I literally heard her name the same day that they told me she died. I was like, okay. And then people were like, she was a raging racist, a raging homophobic, a raging transphobic, a raging narcissist, like everything under the sun you could be as a white, blonde hair person, she was. And I was like, wow. A lot to learn about a person I just found out who she was the same day. So I was like, okay, well, I guess the activism part wasn't in good faith then, because like, I guess they missed out a part where she's a racist when they called her an activist. So I was like, okay, whatever. Good to know that she's gone, I guess. I don't know. So Chaplin Brown posted like a day ago, maybe 2 days ago, depending on how time works, 2 days ago. And she was like, oh, R.I.P. Bridget, whatever her name is, or Brigot, it's French, so it's definitely, I'm saying it wrong. They were like, oh, R.I.P. Like you're my inspiration for my music. And people were like, and she was talking about that French woman. People were like, oh my God, Chaplin Roan just said that she was an inspiration to her music. She must not care that she's homophobic and racist and all this stuff. And I was over here like, question mark. Like, what? I mean, to be fair, I learned about this woman like the day of. So I don't know if Chaplin and Roan found out the same day. But, you know, it's interesting because if you have inspiration for your music, I don't know, I listen to some of her music, but I don't listen to enough to really question what part of her music was inspirational towards the French woman. But, you know, to me, I'm like, oh, okay, maybe she just doesn't give a fuck. Maybe these are her true colors. You know what I'm saying? Like, nowadays, people tend to show their true colors and not care anymore, right? Because before, it was all amazing to be, like, diverse and care about people. Now it's more money-making if you just hate everyone. But, like, hate certain groups that everyone tends to hate at the same time. For no reason, but to hate, you know? And so she made a post, like, the next day, basically saying she did not know that that woman was a racist, homophobe, transphobe, all this shit, right? The next day, she was like, oh my God, guys, I'm so sorry. I did not know. I didn't even realize she was all this stuff. And I was like, oh, I kind of had a feeling, because like if I found out the day of, you probably found out the day of too. That's what I was thinking, right? That's what I was assuming, because I'm not online. I'm not chronically online. Some people love to be. I'm probably knowing the detail and tea, but I don't know enough to like warrant anyone to be like, oh my God, you know about this tea? I'm like, no. Like, I probably heard about it, but if it's a TikTok tea, and no, because I don't have TikTok. But like, she said she apologized. She had no idea that woman was about that life. She had no idea she was running that way before she died. So now the internet is divided on that snippet of her life. Chaplain Roan, right? There are literally those of them that believe she was, forgiven. Because, she was basically forgiven by some people, because I see the reaction always, right? I see the reaction after the whole thing happened. But she was forgiven because to some people, they just found out about this person the same day. This person, I don't know if you're French. If you are, you might have heard of her. If you're not, you might not have heard of her. That's how it works, right? But some other people, this is a trend for Chaplain Roan, because you say someone's an inspiration, but you don't look up anything about what they do in their lives, right? And this woman was like 91 when she died. So she's been around for a very long time. Who knows how long she was a sex symbol, right? I don't know if she considered herself a sex symbol or wanted to be one, but you know how that goes. And we don't know how long she's been racist, right? So it's like, okay, well, here's a lot of, people are saying this woman was racist for like 20 years before she died, right? That's a long period of time. I don't know, in my personal self, would I be taking inspiration from someone who says a lot of bad things that were like harmful and was not ironic and was not said in a non-serious manner, and then still be like, but she's my inspiration, right? So I understand why people don't believe Chaplain Roan, because she is a very big supporter of like queer community, trans people, drag queens, all this stuff. She uses them a lot in her music. So it seems almost crazy to like go up there and say, hey, this person that represents everything I hate is essentially my inspiration. It looked crazy, right? It looked insane. Because to the normal person who might have found out that same day, they expect creators and artists and whoever to do the research. Do they always do the research? No. They see one thing from a person, say, hey, that looks amazing, and then they go with it, right? They don't really care that much about who made it, which is fine. People in real life don't do that shit either, but like, I guess we kind of expect more from people we give money to. Like, you want us to believe that this person helped you make your music, this transphobic person, this racist person, they helped make music, and they're like, oh, I didn't know this person did all these bad things. And it's like, well, girly, how many songs do you have that's inspired by her? Right? Like, does that matter to some people? Do people care that if you listen to Chaplain Roan, obviously, do you care that she has multiple songs that were inspired by a racist person? Now, it could just be the style that this woman wore, and that's how Chaplain Roan does her own drag queen when she performs. I have no idea. So there's always a camp of people who are a bit skeptical when artists say they don't know certain things. Because at the end of the day, you're supposed to know, right? You make money off the thing that you do, and people were to say the thing that you're doing comes from a really bad, idea, bad person, bad, backstory, and you sit there and you're like, oh my God, I did not know that shit. Like, people look at you crazy. They're like, aren't you supposed to do your research? Now, a normal person would not do their research, but the normal person also told me that this woman was racist the same day she died. So I don't know what to believe sometimes. I do believe that both are right? Here I am sitting on the fence. Oh my gosh, here we go though. Both are right. I can understand her not knowing, because some people don't look that far into people's past or present, if we're being honest, and be like, ooh, I should talk about her. She did what? Oh, I shouldn't do that, or I don't care, right? Some people really just care about what you hear. You can talk about Michael Jackson all you want. Talk talk about his music, talk about how he's an inspiration. But the moment people bring up like the allegations and the stuff that he was accused of, people look at you like, oh my God, I did not know. Like, you did know. First of all, Michael Jackson is too big, but you get what I'm saying. Like, there's some things people take and others that they leave behind. For all we know, Chaperone didn't know. But if you don't know her, like most people don't, she could be lying. She could honestly lie. Like, people would believe anything an artist say. Because why are you trying to, you know, like, you can literally just like not listen to her next album if you want to make her really feel it. That way she'd realize like, hey, we don't really believe you. Let's not listen to her next album because we don't know how much of her music is being given grace to this French woman, right? Like, it's kind of weird that you're promoting this French woman without even knowing. Whatever. And people brought up good points as well. It wasn't just the French woman that people brought up. It was like the part where during the election, she was very much on the fence about how she wanted to vote, saying both sides were bad, both sides didn't help her. But people brought out that only one side didn't like trans people, only one side didn't like gay people, only one side wanted to like fight the Supreme Court on gay marriage, that all those things she supports, right? All the things that she loved was going to be like looked down upon with only one person that she wasn't trying to lead towards. On top of that, people said she didn't want to pronounce one of the electoral candidate's name. Like, she did not know how to pronounce Kamala's name. And she never made like an active effort to do it. Which, why does that matter? I don't know. I feel like if you mentioned out her name, she would get pissed. So it's like, you can mispronounce someone else's name, but yet say all these things. She also got in trouble because something similar like this happened before, where she thought someone was inspiration to another or a bad person. So, and this all happened within a year. I know it seems like a 5-year span, but all of this happened within like a year. So at some point, people can get given grace, right? I mean, I'm not sure how much grace you want to give to people on the internet, but they can be given grace, right? Not everyone's going to do research, you know. It wouldn't hurt if we all did a little bit more. But at the same time, it's like, how much do you want to give someone you don't know? Like, you can forget about it and just move on with your day like most people do. Or you can just remember they said all that and then just be like, I'm just not going to support. Like, I wouldn't support someone if I really believed they were a bad person. Especially when it comes to music. Like, listen, I have no allegiance to any artist. I don't care about going to concerts. I don't really want to, like, think about when their next merch drop is. Because let me tell you, that shit is a waste of my money. Like, I'm not going to hold you. I'm literally 25, right? So I'm not, like, that old. But it's also, like, to me, merch, I understand why you want merch. It reminds you of good memories. It's a little expensive, in my case. In my opinion, they're all very expensive, okay? Like, get to a wholesaler, please. Stop asking me for $100 a hoodie. Some of y'all make it out of cotton that I can literally get from the store. Like, please make it look at least a little bit. Like, make it out of silk. I don't know, give me a silk shirt. Make it worth my buck. I don't know. Not the point. But basically to say I don't have any allegiance. Like, there's some artists that I'd be like, oh, I like you more than others, right? But if they want to play around and do dumb stuff and do like weird things that I don't personally agree with, then I don't gotta listen to music. People say separate the art from the artist, and I mean, if you want to, do you, but don't push it on other people. I think it's weird when some people like to push the ideal onto other people, because then it's like, who do you follow? What like bad things that your artists do that you're still pushing that way and want other people to follow? Like, there's plenty of people who got canceled and stayed away for a while and came back and don't have the same love, and that's perfect, right? Because cancellation doesn't really matter unless the person actually falls for it, right? Real quick, I don't know how to shade these flowers very well, so if it looks like I just sketched it and gave up, I did. Anyway, but people get canceled all the time. Doesn't matter. No, it does not. Most of the time people will live, unless they don't, you know. But I don't ever really believe people should like think they're above it all, whether it's the audience, the viewers, or the artists. There are artists who feel so entitled, right? Whatever, be entitled. You probably earned some of the entitlement, but don't come onto music Like, don't come on into like let's say a concert, for example, right? And then come late, for example, right? Because guess who paid for those tickets? Guess who's paying for your salary? Guess who's paying for make sure you get a new contract that year? Me, because that's ticket sale. If people saw the empty seat, they would not believe you are a good artist. They might make you pay more just so they can like book someone like you, because now your value is a lot lower. But you come late to a set. Hello, why am I allowing you to still be like in my mentions, in my worth? Like me, I might still be a good artist, but you're not worth seeing in person. So why would I try that? You know what I'm saying? Even with merch and shit, whatever, you guys get it. Merch is expensive. But with viewers, they feel entitled to like make the music for the artist, like explain to them how they want the voice of the artist to match what the audience wants. And I get why they do that, because sometimes you might ask an audience, if you're a musician, what kind of music you want, because you want money. Everything is for money. We love money. But I think sometimes when viewers have too much power, they assume they have all of it, and they believe that if you just let them have a crumb of power, they can dictate your entire like art career, right? And it's like, okay, what we're not doing is that. What we're not doing is having you basically be me, and I just have to like make the music, make the song, whatever. Like, there's some people who allow their fans to like have a say in the music, at least to, if you're gonna talk about like your personal life, for example, they might have a say on what they want to hear from your personal life. And that is amazing and perfect and beautiful, because you never know, people are more open than you think, and they might want to hear more of a personal story than like some basic ass abstract music song, because we have too many of those, not enough like good personal ones. And you know, your fans can be right. Maybe you do too much of the bullshit. You might need to comment back and get back to reality, especially if those numbers start to fall. But letting them have all the power is terrible, because for one, not all those fans are going to listen to your music. Let's be for real. They love to interact with you, but they can't listen to an album. I mean, I can't either, to be honest with you. Some albums, one bad song on an album ruins the entire day for me, because I'm like, let me go to Pop Smoke now. Like, I would literally switch the song based on one bad song on an album. I've heard bad albums before, and it's crazy because you would hear a bad album from an artist that doesn't have that, like, they don't do that. Like, they don't do those type of songs. I'll give you an example. I can kind of tell you this person because they kind of stopped making music. They ain't quit. And no hate to this artist if they listen, but Jack Harlow, right? Amazing rapper, right? Amazing rapper. He was on his shit for years. I know he had like a few songs. Those few songs, they hit. They really did, and they were so good. And I was like excited to know more what he was gonna do in Lil Nas X when they were like actually making music together and all that stuff. And then he made the album with Drake. Oh my god, I swear that was his downfall. And if you listen to the album, like I did, okay, so for those who don't know, Jack Harlow, he makes hip-hop music, like typical hip-hop, like very popular dance hip-hop music. So it's really good, in my opinion. And then when he made his album, it was R&B house music, and it wasn't good. One, because it wasn't his type of music. He never made an R&B. I mean, maybe he did like one or two, right? So it wasn't like, oh, he never touched the genre before. He touched the genre before, like once or twice. But for him to like switch up every type of song of rap he did just to do like an R&B house music track with Drake, of all people, who also made a house music album, and that also did bad, like in my opinion, did bad. I was not surprised to see that people complained and had low views on like popular sources. Not sure if they're like amazing sources, but popular. And since then, he came out with like one song years later with Doja Cat. I forgot the title, but it was really good. But you see how I'm saying, like, there are some people who, I don't know if you listen to this artist, I don't know if you listen to his fans. I'm not sure if his fans told him to even do this. I doubt it. I don't know what fans he has that are ruining his career. Like, who tells you, hey, I know you do only rap, but do R&B house music? Like, what? I mean, Drake probably said that shit because he's trying to write a code of like a bunch of new artists. So that makes sense. But he didn't do good either. So it was kind of weird to know that he even told Jack to do it. But he definitely had like a downfall And I don't know, maybe he just doesn't like music anymore, and maybe he has enough of a money bagger that he doesn't need to go back into that world. But I mean, he has good music. I don't want him to leave, right? It's not like he did anything wrong. He just had a bad album. Now, it was kind of funny because it was like house music, and then it was like the two songs, like Industry Baby and some other song that are both rap, and it was like the only hype song on the entire album. And it was so funny because I'm like, the fact that you put this hype ass song on your album when the rest of it is mellow, it's like the most misdirection you could ever do. It's like, what are you doing? Like, they don't even mix, they don't even go well. And I'm not like a music connoisseur. I don't care about that. I don't care about how well it lyrically works, musically, whatever the fuck. I don't care about that shit. It was just dumb as hell. Like, I was like, you're making a house music album and then you put Industry Baby in the middle of that. I love Industry Baby, but like, it's like listening to like, I don't know, like an R&B, like cafe music, and they start playing Industry Baby in a cafe. What are you doing? Like, hello? My concentration is destroyed. I mean, the album sucked without those music, but still, I was just like, why would you even, like, what? That's the thing, like, the people put like single that they have made, they put it in the album, and that's fine. I see Cardi B do it, a lot of artists do it. That's great. It does show that you want to make more money, because then people listen to the album and listen to those popular songs again, and they grow a lot more. But goodness gracious, if you're gonna make that shit about a different whole genre, don't put the song in there. Like, it was so bad. And it's crazy because it was like, I think it was his first album, at least the first one I heard. He could come back and do it again. He could come back and try, not that, but he can come back. I mean, there's some people I wish came back to music because they were actually really good, but they didn't want to. They don't like it anymore. They lied about being good. I don't know. There are people out there who lie about being good now and need like so much auto-tune. It's crazy. And it's like, oh gosh, like the auto-tune makes you sound like shit. I'm not gonna lie to you. I mean, some people need auto-tune. They need it. But like, I guess rap is so easy to like get into. I feel like a lot of people can be rappers. Will you make money? That part is a little harder. But I feel like in general, if you want to make like music, you don't gotta be like lyrically good when it comes to rap, because listen to like the popular rap artists now. Granted, they probably were a lot better when they were like starting off because someone had to sign them and think they were good enough. But nowadays they kind of suck. I'll give you examples. Lil Baby, for example, comes to mind. I think in my opinion, he's a good artist. I like some of his songs, but he is a mumble rapper for sure. And I'm not sure if it's because he has a lisp or whatever, because it sounds like he has something going on, because I can't hear shit when he talks. I'd be like, bro, what did you just say in this rap? Like, what? And I'll just be like, I don't even look at the lyrics, because I'm not even trying to do all that. But I just be like, this song sucks, because the beat doesn't hold enough of my attention to like ignore the fact that he's mumble rapper. I think that's why I'm used to like mumble singers, mumble rappers, mumble anything, because there's so many people who do it that I'm like, as long as the beat is good, right? That's what I personally believe, because sometimes the beat can save a song, but if it was by itself, I would never listen to it, because like I love a good beat, but at least pretend you're singing that song so that it doesn't like come off as like instrumental. So, but like when it comes to mumble rappers, I don't like them. I do not want to go see them at any concert, because what am I gonna see you for? To mumble rap some lyrics that doesn't make any sense. I mean, Lil Baby, he's doing his thing, right? Whatever. But to me, it's like, please get up online. Like, I could not understand anything this man would ever say in my entire life, which is totally fine. Like, I'm not trying to like, say like he should quit, but that's what I'm saying. Like, there's plenty of people who want to get into music, right? Most of them will, because it's not that hard to like get into. Unless you want to do like pop, then yeah, good luck. Or you want to get into R&B, good luck, because they expect you to have at least some musical talents, some of it. It's kind of hard to like auto-tune that kind of stuff, because you know, you go on these big shows like Jimmy Fallon, Jimmy Kimmel, they will make you sing that shit live. They will. So if you can't sing that shit live, go live. I think that's why a lot of rappers don't really go on there and promote their songs by singing it or rapping it, because some of them do. Like Doja Cat, Nicki Minaj, they have done it a lot. I think Megan did it once. So it's like, because they're good, they don't mumble rap. Mumble rappers, you would not see Lil Durk before he went to prison. You would not see Polo G. You would not see Lil Baby. You might see him on like some other thing that was there when they were like new and fresh. But nowadays it's like, we don't care, you know, which they don't got it. They make money. They make more than me, so I'm the one complaining. But I think for a lot of people, they just assume that it's hard to be a singer. It's not. Just have good talent. Like, have your audience care. Don't go into too many genres because, you know, some people like 2 or 3 max that they really listen to. Some people say they love everything and then they listen to like 2 actual ones, right? And also, if you're gonna be on like Spotify or iTunes or Pandora, they need to put you in a category. Or if you're up for a Grammy, you gotta be, oh my gosh, you gotta be put into a category as well. So you can say you're all for everything, but that's not a chance in hell. You may be put into pop. There's a chance that if you make too many different types of songs, you're gonna be put into pop. I don't know. They kind of encompass whatever the heck people don't know. I mean, I guess rap is the same way, and country. I feel like if you do country and you're not white, you're probably gonna be put into like contemporary. Is that what happened when, like, I think what's her name, Beyonce did her Cowboy Carter? It was pretty good. I listened to everything. I listened to like a few songs, like 2 or 3. They were good. But, like, you know, it's really good of an album, right? It tells a story about life and everything. It's about hers and every black person who lives in the South, right? More or less. Or just black people. I don't really know. I didn't listen to the whole thing. But it won a Grammy for Best Album. I hope that's what she won it for. And people were like, finally, yay, whatever. Which is great. And she won it in the country section. Because guess what? Not only white people can be country. And not every country song is about drinking alcohol and having sex with your wife or girlfriend. Surprising, right? I know. But, you know, the Grammys are now trying to consider switching up how they view country music because Beyonce won. Probably because Jay-Z was like, my wife has never won a single album of the year, which is like, true, you're not wrong. She's never won an album of the year, and she made some good ass albums. But they want to switch up how they do country music because, you know, the moment different diverse people start to join certain genres of music, you know, no genre is considered a race. They want to suddenly be like, we got to split this into different genres now because we don't want to mix them. That's the reason. They like to be like, oh no, it's because we would never have assumed Beyonce would have been that kind of music. They're lying. Let me make sure my computer isn't dying here. No, we're good. Okay. But I do like believe that a lot of people tend to believe, like, a lot of people tend to be very diverse about what they do for music. But don't let your fans decide. The fans will love you, right? But they love you for what you do. If you suddenly tell them what they want, they're gonna start telling you things you never did. Which is totally fine. You can do whatever you want, right? But, like, if what they want don't translate into a good album, it's probably because you're not the person for that type of stuff they want, or because the people who told you what to do didn't want to listen to it. It's always an option. They don't gotta listen to anything. No one has to listen to anything. People have free will up to a certain point, and then it becomes chaos. But I definitely think a lot of people don't care as much about artists. I feel like, I think it's becoming too diluted. So loud. I think it became a little diluted with artists because you have TikTok singers joining the mix. You have people on YouTube and other platforms singing, and not everyone has great. Oh, you have AI as well. Yeah, that one's don't want to wrench into everything. Yeah, that's kind of fucking y'all up. But I think if you're gonna be an artist, I'm not an artist, right? But if you're gonna be an artist, definitely don't hate AI, hate it. It's gonna take your music out. It's gonna fuck you up. Make your own sound. Don't copy, I guess. There are some people out there who love to copy another singer, and then they wonder why their music is shit, or they don't care about their art as much as they used to when they were younger. And it's because they wanted to copy. They wanted to copy off of someone else. They wanted to see the fame that someone else is getting. You know what I'm saying? Some people aren't about that life, and that's okay. I mean, you can copy into another job set. We love to copy over here in the corporate world, but when it comes to music, people love to hear originality. And after like 4 or 5 years with you, they want to hear someone new, or they want you to start to follow a pristine person. Because, you know, when you're new, you don't want to like copy like Doja Cat. You can. I don't think people will like hate you. They might hate you, actually. Like, people do hate when people are original. They actually hate when people are copiers of like something popular. Like, I remember, this is so stupid, but like years ago, or I guess a few weeks ago, it's not even about music this time, but it copies over. A few years ago, they had like this girl who made some song and not copyrighted, but she basically coined the whole look of like wearing snow fluffy boots with the earmuffs and basically wearing like skimpy outfits, right? And it came out looking like, I don't know this girl's name, but they coined it after this girl. The thing is, the girl got the outfit idea from like Japan and whatever, because it's very popular over there and whatever. And so some other girl, she starts to do the same outfit. She starts to wear it a lot. And mind you, this girl is a fan of just like Japan and like their culture. So like, if you're copying anything, you're copying Japan, which no one cares, right? People started to be like, you're copying this other woman that did it before you, which she did, but it's not a style to gatekeep. It's a style that came from Japan, where plenty of people were doing it before her. Even the creator was like, oh, I didn't coin this shit, right? I got shit from Japan. And that girl was like, guys, this is not from her. I got shit from Japan. But people were really trying to fight her in the comment section. Be like, yes, no, you're copying. Which I don't know why they give a shit. Knowing their dumbasses, they probably wearing the same shit right now. Who knows? It's winter, so they probably did it for the pictures. But I think it's so stupid. That's what I mean by gatekeeping. But yeah, like originality is almost a lost concept because you're not original because at some point someone did it before you. Now there are plenty of people who are original and have done amazing things with their lives and even coined so many cool things, but like everything else that becomes original, it gets washed up, mainstream, ugly, and then became so bad that people want you to burn it and leave it behind in the new year. And it's like, goodness gracious, that was never my intention. But you know, if you don't get paid for it, then you probably should make it your attention. You know what I'm saying? But I do think music should never be like consider a one-man sport, even though the industry loves to pretend it is, and take 3 people who are branded safe for them or for plenty of people, and then be like, yeah, they're gonna keep winning all the awards because we like them. Like a good example is Taylor Swift. I don't think that's any Swifties, but they love to play victim sometimes. Like, this woman makes more money than they've ever seen in their entire lives. But the moment she doesn't win an album of the year or a great song choice or whatever, they go feral, as if there's no one else who deserves it more than her sometimes. I think when she didn't win it last year, people were pissed. I think people were more pissed that, you know, Billie Eilish didn't win, but they were so mad. And I get it, like, you want her to win everything. That's how good an artist you think she is. But in reality, you know, as much as Grammys are literally botched and are paid and they don't care about anyone, they have to, you know, it'd be a little crazy if just because Taylor's there, she wins everything. Like, if she wins a lot of awards for this album, the one that people were divisive on, it's like, okay, someone is paying a pretty penny. Why didn't Beyonce do that shit? I have no idea. I don't know. Maybe she did, and it didn't come out to like someone else, because I think Taylor became a billionaire like a few years ago, so she got money, and Beyonce just became a billionaire like a few days ago. So it's like the difference in paychecks. Yeah. And Beyonce has a whole family, so who knows how she got to split that with her husband, her kids, her mother, all that shit. I don't know their dynamic. Versus like Taylor, who has a fiance who makes his own money but probably mooches off of her, for being honest, and has parents, right? But, you know, she doesn't have kids. She doesn't have, like, her husband isn't in her name yet, so I think they should get a prenup in case. Just in case. You never know. He makes his own money. He doesn't need her money. And if you are married, the money is still together yours. But yeah. I am done with this image, though. I'm actually kind of surprised I did it. I'm not gonna lie. I definitely left some space in the middle, but oh my god, this little Yugi. Move out the way. It's a good picture though. Let me show you guys fully. I'm gonna stand for this one. I think it looks good. I mean, the eyeball's a little fucked up. I would trace it, but I don't want to. I'll leave that for like another day. Here we go. I think y'all can see that. I think it might be a bit too damn. Let me try to. Oopsies. Let me try to not put it so dark. Here we go. Okay, I just realized y'all really can't see this because I made this room so dark. Can y'all see this better? I think so. I think it's fine. Okay, apparently my device is so hot that it's actually killing my phone a lot faster. So that's very interesting. I don't know how to fix that, so I guess it's just gonna kill my phone. I don't know what to do about this. Oh, here we go. Overheating protection. Yeah. Oh, they turn on my music? That's all I had on here. Now I'm making my music on. Here we go. Alright, so I just finished my first image yapping to y'all. And it looks pretty good. I like to do more intricate drawings when I'm actually online, so you know, it's not the very same as the original, but it is my own, so I like it. I think I have time for like one more. My phone right now is on 43%, and I've been streaming for an hour and 33 minutes. Pretty good, since I didn't want to get online. But let's do one more. Let's see which one we're gonna do. I'm gonna find a picture before I start yapping to y'all about random stuff again. Let me move my little character out of the way. Okay. Let us see. I need to get away from eyeballs because they're so easy for me to like. You think I would be good at eyeballs for how much I do them, but nope. Oh my god, this looks so pretty. This looks so pretty. But I would literally, oh my god, I'm gonna save this. I'm gonna save it, right? I'm gonna save this picture. And I will do this one day. I will. I will. Definitely will. One day. One day. But let me actually go to. Okay, I get it. Oh my god, I gotta do vision boarding. Whatever. Make some sketches. What are we gonna do now? This is the picture I did. Oh, I gotta make this picture later. I still have this image. I need to finish it, but I don't want to do it today. I'm a little lazy. Oh, this is good too. This is one of those like you're bored type sketches, cause you just start drawing. This one's very cute, but that won't really be fun. That's cute too. I'll do that. Okay, I'm not trying to do anything difficult. This is cute as heck. Let's do this one. Someone says their favorite thing to draw. Here's come me, and I know how to draw anything. Alright. Yeah, this should be fine. That should be perfect. I'm gonna raise the light so y'all can see me better. Okay, and it's better. As I said before, I wish YouTube did not have like a 20-second delay because I want to see it immediately on my live stream if y'all can see anything I'm doing. But here I am. I guess it's gonna raise the light a little bit. It might just be too dark. Who knows? But yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna start drawing. I have no idea what I was talking to y'all about. Move that thing out the way. My little characters all in the way. Okay. We are drawing a swan. Okay, I've never drawn a swan before in my life, so I'm going to draw their heads so I at least have the base of their body. I'm kind of going to be quiet on this part just because I just want to make sure. I've never drawn a swan before, so I don't know how this will look. I love how I was talking about anime and I spiraled to talk about like musical genres. I was like, girl, what are you talking about? I don't know. So maybe that's why I should stream more. I just be yapping. I think I'm to read my book. If y'all don't know, I read a book a month for fun, right? Because I think reading is a good skill to have, but I also have too many books at home that I need to finish. So I do believe that is a good reason to read. I do one a month, literally because I don't think I could do 2 a month. I love to be on my phone. I love to play games on my phone. I don't like doing much else anywhere else. So I do not even like care that much to read. So I'm trying to force myself to read, and that's why I have a book club on my YouTube channel where I read a book once a month. A new book, a book I been had, because all these books I had for like literal months. So yeah, or I guess now it will be like a year, or maybe almost 2 years. I had these books forever, okay? These books were never like new, but yeah. All right, I finished drawing the head. I've never drawn swans or birds in my life, so I hope it looks somewhat decent. It's kind of hard because obviously these pictures are like all sketches from other people, so I never try to be like, I'm gonna copy it straight ahead. I try my best to copy it because I know people do better than me in all things, but I don't want to copy it straight ahead because I'm also really bad at following directions of art. I was trying to learn how to draw by using like a Udemy course, but I was just like so bored. I really was. I was like, oh my god, I am bored. I don't care about how to like sketch. I don't care about how to shade. I'll figure it out as I go. And I did. I'm not good, but I'm just, yeah. If it's not for like a class or anything like that, I hate learning. There we go. How's the eyeball here look better than the one I have drawn for the other eye? That's so funny. But anyway, I'll talk about anime and why I'm like super duper late on like watching anime. I don't know. I just didn't watch it for months. There was no rhyme or reason. I just stopped watching it. I think when I watch it, it's so good, and I'm like entranced. I watch like 3 different types at one time, and I can finish and binge watch a whole anime in one sitting. Like 3 seasons, not like a whole series, but yeah. And then when I stop watching it, I get like, oh, okay, I'm bored. I'm back in the real world. Time to watch my TV show. Like, I don't know. I don't get immersed in my shows as I do into my anime. Maybe because I'm just like addicted to it. I don't know. I don't think you get addicted to anime. I don't know. I haven't watched that much. But yeah. Oh wow, these ones might be kind of easy. Let me see this. Yeah. And then you just kind of like swoop out. And then give them a body. And then you just kind of swoop out. And then you just kind of give them a body. Okay. And then the birds kind of like, the feathers kind of touch. I'm not gonna lie to you, this is like a real simple drawing. Like, I never drawn a swan before. Now I see that they're easy as heck. But yeah, this will be my last one. I don't stream for very long. I don't even like streaming like that. But when I do it because I have to draw. I like drawing. And I have an idea for a YouTube video that I've talked about before. I want to make like thank you cards to my friends. I want to make them eventually. Probably into the new year, because New Year is literally in 2 days. And I had to make a book video, but I never finished my book. I'm reading Divergent, and I'm in love with the book. I swear I am. So I might have to binge read it tomorrow, because I read it for like 2 hours today, and I'm like 2/3 of the way, and I have to be finished by tomorrow, and then post it by Thursday. Or actually post it, no, I'm gonna say Thursday, because if I say I'm posted tomorrow, it's not gonna happen. I know it won't. I know so yeah. But it's so good. I needed my friend to like spoil a part for me, because I was like getting really invested in a love interest. I was like, oh my god, you guys are so cute together. I have to know if you guys stay together, because it's the first book, right? They don't usually stay together. She told me the most distressing news, and I was like, yeah. I had a feeling nothing good comes from these series. And it's also a series you read when you're like a kid. I just never read them, because I was told to read The Maze Runner. Because I know in my school we read books before we watched the like movie that came out. And the year before me, in 8th grade, they read Divergent, and then they watched it like right after. And then we read The Maze Runner, and then we watched it right after. And I went ahead and read the rest of the series, and I watched all the movies. The movies are terrible. In case you didn't know, the movies for Divergence are horrendous. They also did not make a movie with a prequel, which is kind of weird. But anyway, I mean, the series was terrible, so I guess you can't be that surprised. I was like, damn, they were not faithful to this book at all. But yeah, I think we'll watch anime after this. I think the anime I'm watching is Record of Ragnarok season 3. To be honest with you, it took me a minute to watch it, because I was like, this anime is kind of slow. Like, if you want to know the synopsis, it's about 12 gods, 12 humans, the best of their century, whatever. They're fighting to like either save humanity. The humans want to save humanity, but the gods want to destroy it, because they just think it's time to let shit go. You know what I'm saying? It's time to, and it's like different gods all over, like religion, mythology, all that shit. And there's humans all over the time periods. But there's only 12 main humans and 12 main gods. Different religions, different societies, cultures, part of the world, whatever. They're both from like real religions and stuff, or real mythology, but they're not like their backstory is like a lie. Don't listen. The backstory is so ass. Like the backstory, I would listen to it and I'm like, that is not their lore. But they don't give a fuck. Yeah, it's an anime, right? Don't get too attached. But you would think they would spend all this time talking about the fight and have them fight. They spend like 4 episodes per fight. 4 episodes. And the first season had like 12 episodes. So you had 2, and then you gave like the last 2 episodes or whatever, I guess 3 fights, but like really like 2.5, because if you have like 4 episodes left, they're gonna basically waste your time and be like, time for a backstory. And it's like, no, the backstory is the reason why it takes like 4 episodes. They give you backstories on people who did not have that storyline, but they're on season 3 and they only have like 8 battles, so it's like, come on now. Like, why are you taking so long? It's good though. I think it's only good if you binge watch it though, because you will get kind of pissed off, because the backstory, some of it is like, I mean, they're lying about, like, for example, Adam is the first god the first human on Earth. He was one of the people who fought Zeus. They were lying about how Adam literally was like in love with his wife, or not like that, but like they lied about how he had like kids and how they were in the Garden of Eden, they grew up together, and nothing bad ever happened. They lied about that entire story. Like, I was like, okay, whatever, right? And it was Zeus. They were like, oh yeah, he's like not even the youngest god. He got things given to him. They were just yapping. And then it sounds like, oh, you're telling me like it's real. It really did happen. No, bro. You watch it and you're like, that is not how the Bible wrote Adam. That is not how the Greeks wrote Zeus. You go to Shiva, who's a Hindu god. They were lying about how he came to like be a Hindu god. Like, they just lied. They did it for the plot. There was no rhyme or reason, which is totally fine. I don't find anything offensive about it. People were finding it offensive. I was like, guys, if you're offended by it, but you weren't offended when they were fucking up 10 people's like religions before it, you don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? But there was like discourse, like when I watched season 2 like years ago, Because there are people who are being like, oh my god, like season 2, right? Season 2, you already had like 4 or 5 fights by this point, and people were so pissed because Shiva's backstory was like incorrect, right? He is a Hindu god, and they were just incorrect about his whole backstory, and people were trying to be like, oh my god, they're incorrect, and people in the comments were trying to fight back and be like, they were never correct about anyone's backstory. Why do you think your religion will be safe? Like, they're wrong about they're wrong about Judaism and Christianity. Of course they're gonna be wrong about Hinduism. Like, why would they be right about you guys and everyone else gets a fucking cold shoulder? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not even like about that. They're fighting. Like, you know? But it's pretty good if you binge it. Like, if you binge it only, in my opinion, amazing. And I think I'm gonna stop here. Oh, this is so cute, actually. I'm not sure if y'all can even see this, but I personally like the anime because I binged it. Yeah. Also, can I touch this? Yes. I have this new candle, or I guess to y'all, old candle, or one candle. It is so cute. It smells divine. Like, it's honestly, like, let me show you real quick before I like literally get off. I have this other candle. It is a cranberry mandarin candle, and it's like 20 ounces. I had this for like 2 years, and I barely finished half. Like, I have so much left in this candle, and it's great, right? It smells amazing. It smells strong. I'm not gonna lie to you. This candle I got from this candle right here, I got from a friend for my birthday like 2 years ago. So I've been had this. This candle right here that you guys see, hopefully, this one, I got this for my birthday this year. My little brother gave me this candle from Sweden, he said, and it looks so cute. Actually, it smells amazing. It's literally oatmeal, milk, and honey, and it's made with love from Iowa. So I don't know how he got this from Sweden, but it smells like a sugar cookie, It's delicious. I'm literally like burning it right now, and I can't really smell it because it's not as like potent as I wanted it to be, because I would like pour that entire concoction in here and have my whole room smell up. But it smells like I should have bought sugar cookies because it's so good. It's so good. And it has like 2 whisk on it. Yeah. So I've been telling him that I'm gonna like burn it from now on because this smells amazing, and the one that's right here, I want to like use it later, like never again. It's good though. How much was this? There's no price. Okay. This one is good. This one, a lot better. It just smells really good. It's been burning this entire time. But yeah, let me stop yapping and show you this damn art piece. That's why you're really here. All right. So this is the art, right? Oh. Okay. Here we go. I'm hoping to not burn my paper. Y'all can see that, right? It looks good. It's a swan. What, another swan? Yeah, real basic. But I think that's good. I think I'm done streaming for today. I want to say I will stream again. I will, obviously, but it can't be tomorrow. I have like 2 job interviews tomorrow, and also tomorrow's Wednesday, and it's New Year's Eve, so I don't want to stream tomorrow because not possible. Thursday, I don't want to stream because I need to I need to do something with friends, so I won't have time. Friday, I can definitely see myself streaming that day. So I will say Friday at like 9 p.m. I think 9 p.m. is a really good time for me because I don't see myself doing it earlier. 6:30 was a good time, but then I was just like, it was so much time that gave me time to not want to stream. It was like, oh, I'll come back from the gym at 5. I come back at 6 o'clock, almost 6:30. I'm already gonna not want to stream. Let's do it at 9, because then if I have like a part-time job or a full-time job, I'll still have time to want to stream for like 2 hours max. But this is pretty good. I streamed for 1 hour and 51 minutes. My phone's on 35%, so it is dying. And I think it was a good stream. My feet are in view, don't worry about that. And there's stuff on my floor, don't worry about that either. But I will see you guys next time. I'll see you guys on Friday. I don't have a reason to not, but I'll try my best this time to tell you guys if I'm not streaming, because I tell you guys when I am, but if I literally quit or I change the time of when I stream, I just know I'm just like, girl, no wonder you get no viewership. You change the time last minute, and you're right. So right now it is 9 p.m. Central on January 2nd. So see you guys then. Bye.